Hey guys, I just want to share my 2021-2022 school year curriculum picks.
Every change has a reason, baby.
So one of the reasons why I am sharing my curriculum picks already, it's the beginning of March. I actually got all of my curriculum in at about the beginning of February. And the reason I did that is because last year, with all the things that happened in the world, I waited too long to get my curriculum. Normally I do it during the summer because that's when we have a break, that's when I have time to think about it. And by the time I got to it, things were sold out. And it was really difficult to get what I needed for this year. I had to get a lot of downloads. I couldn't order physical books. We figured it out. It worked, but I was not going to let that happen again this year. So I already pretty much knew what I wanted, so I just went ahead and started ordering what I wanted. So I'm going to start with, and some of this is going to be a little predictable. Other people are sharing similar things, but I think that's because it's stuff that's proven to work and to be fun and people like it. So first thing I want to share with you is my language arts. So just a disclaimer, my son will be in 3rd grade next year, so everything I will be sharing will be geared towards his grade level. So for language arts, I chose level 3 of the Good and the Beautiful's language arts. And the reason I chose this is because we did level 2 this year and loved it. We enjoyed it. It was great. So I thought, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So with that, you get the course book, which most of you are probably familiar with. You get the course book and you get the personal reader, which we've actually enjoyed a lot of these. And then you get I Sat by the Sea. So that is exciting. I'm excited about that. Also, what we are going to be adding is something that I've been waiting for. So my aunt used to own a used bookstore and was able to get a hold of all kinds of stuff. And she sent me a lot of old school books years ago, and I've just been holding on to them. As a former teacher, I love it. And so she sent me a lot of old readers from way back in the day. A lot of these are like 1930s and 1940s. And I love these. They have wonderful stories in them. They have wonderful pictures. A lot of it is reminiscent of the things of the good that the Good and the Beautiful puts out, and we've enjoyed it. So finally, these are all on his grade level, and he'll be able to read these either silently or read alouds, or he could read them to me. So I'm super excited about these. And this was back in the day when they could actually put Bible stories in school curriculum for public school. So there's a lot of stories. This one's about Joseph and his coat of many colors. So there's a bunch of stories in here. So I'm super excited to have him start with that. He also does silent sustained reading every single day, and he gets to pick what he wants. So this is just add-on. Our libraries, if you can believe it, are still closed. So I can't utilize my library, and it's been interesting figuring out, like, how do I get this book or that book? And it's not been as fun because a trip to the library as a homeschooler is like super exciting, even for me. He loves to go and pick out books, and yes, technically I can order them online through the library and I can do curbside pickup, but it's not the same. So moving on to math. In December, the Good and the Beautiful had a sale on their Math 3, and it was 75% off, and I thought, wow, that's an amazing deal. I can't pass that up. Now, I knew that they were going to change their math and it was going to be very different, but 75% off of a math curriculum. So with that you get part 1, I got part 2. I don't even know if this is available to buy anymore, but I'm super excited to have it. And then of course you get the box of manipulatives. So that was a really good deal. I think I only spent like $23 on a whole curriculum plus manipulatives. I also went ahead and got musical multiplication because what better way to learn your multiplication facts? My good friend Rachel over at 7 and All actually did a video recently about 5 different math curriculums, and I had already bought this, but when I watched her video, I realized she had a different perspective on curriculum. And her perspective is super interesting because as an adult who was homeschooled as a child and as a parent who homeschools her own children, and as someone who's writing curriculum, she's able to see things through like a different lens. And what she shared is that the level 3 for this math is very heavy in multiplication. And I think that that's wonderful. I didn't even think of that. I'm going to link her video below. She also had some different resources that I've never actually gotten my hands on before, so I really enjoyed being able to see it. So I'll link her video below so that you can take a look. And please go visit her channel. When I was teaching 5th grade, when my students would come to me from the previous years, what I discovered is that they didn't have a good grasp on their multiplication facts. They didn't know them. They didn't have them memorized. And when you don't have that down, it makes long division and fractions extremely difficult. So in 3rd grade, they should have spent a lot of time memorizing it. And, you know, add on in 4th grade, and then they come to me in 5th grade and they should be ready to roll. And what I was finding is that they weren't. They didn't have them down, and so I'd have to stop, spend time on it when we didn't have the time. And some of that has to do with putting such an emphasis on standardized testing or end of the year testing. And that kind of led to teaching a test. What I want my son to get a good grasp on next year is his multiplication facts. So I'm super excited to try this, work through it, and then of course add on musical multiplication. All right, so next for history, we are going to continue on with year 2 of The Good and the Beautiful's history. We've loved it. We're a big nerdy family that loves history. We love science, and this has been a lot of fun. And what I have enjoyed about The Good and the Beautiful's history is that they add in facts that you didn't actually learn in public school. And I'm surprised by the goodness that they add in, so that they add in goodness that makes you not think all of history is horrible. And that is something that we have really enjoyed. So we're going to continue on with that. I also got the 4 different readers. We don't always read every single one, but the good thing is they have the level on the end, and if we don't, then when he gets to that reading level, then he's definitely going to be able to pull from these to read for his silent sustained reading. So I never feel like it's a waste. All right, so on to science, and big shocker, we're using The Good and the Beautiful's science units. So we just actually finished the geology unit and we loved it. It was great. It was wonderful. Rocks are not boring. We loved everything about it. So we will be moving on probably next week to botany, because now we are in spring and we'll be rolling into summer, and I always do a huge garden every spring through the summer. And so this year I want to include him in more of the planning and the more of the planting and how much could this plant yield and things like that, and understanding it. So we will start this actually and continue it on into the summertime, because we don't completely stop for the summer and have a summer break. We still do some stuff, so we will be doing this as well. So it also comes with a flower game. There we go. It also comes with the flower game, and there are 3 books that go with it so that we can do that. So super excited. We will be doing ecosystems as well. We will be moving this summer, and we will literally be moving to a different ecosystem. So I thought, what better way to pull it in for science than to study ecosystems? It will be a place that is very different than we've ever lived. So I thought this would be a really good pairing. And then my ultimate favorite, space science. So if you don't know, my bachelor's degree is in education, but my master's degree is in aeronautical science with an emphasis in space. So for me, this is super exciting. I can't wait to share the things that I know with my son. I mean, we do a certain amount day to day, but I really want to delve deep because he's just as nerdy as I am. So this will be really exciting. So for spelling, we will be using ABEKA's grade 3. And we actually started our homeschool journey with ABEKA because it was what I was familiar with as a teacher. It's very close to what we're doing in school, what kids would be doing in school, and it felt familiar. I will say that it gave my son an amazing phonics basis. It also gave him a great math basis, but last year, he doesn't need, it's a bit repetitive and it can get very advanced quickly. And my son doesn't need drill and kill. So we just chose to try something else. He doesn't need to do like 4 weeks of doing the same exact concept. You know, he can move on after a few days. He gets it. He's very quick that way. So we decided to swap over to the Good and the Beautiful, and the same with the language arts. But I did enjoy it a lot, especially in the early years. And his handwriting, because of ABEKA's curriculum and their handwriting curriculum, it's all entailed reading, phonics, handwriting. They have to do a lot of writing, and it actually gave him great handwriting. So I have to give props to ABEKA for that one. So the one thing that we still do is that we continue on with their spelling. So we'll be doing that next. And then, of course, for fun, actually, we'll be doing Explode the Code. I don't feel that Explode the Code is enough for just language arts, for phonics, but it's a great fun activity that he really enjoys. It's very simple, and it's a part of the morning work that I give him that he can do by himself, that he doesn't need, and he actually likes it. So I asked him this year, do you want to keep on doing Explode the Code? And he was like, yeah, I want to do it. So got the next 2 for that one. And then for handwriting, we will continue on with level 3 for the Good and the Beautiful's handwriting. This has been fun. There's a lot of art involved in the Good and the Beautiful's handwriting curriculum, but the thing that is different about level 3 is that it starts cursive. He is so excited to start cursive, y'all. We actually will get to start this at the we'll actually get to start this in a few weeks, and he is so excited, like beyond excited, that he can start writing in cursive, which is so funny because I remember feeling that way in elementary school. Then for fun, we will add on typing 1. I think he's ready for this. We kind of tried it this year. He wasn't quite ready, so we're gonna go ahead and do it for next year. He also takes Chinese lessons online, and we're gonna continue on with his Chinese lessons, and it's something that I have to help review with him every week. He takes 2 lessons a week online, so I will continue with that with him. And then our favorite is nature study days. We love nature. We love being outside. If you haven't watched, we have some nature study videos, and we have hiking videos as well. I can link those below. But we love nature study days. And when you're a homeschool family, sometimes you kind of get cooped up inside. So I try, when the weather's good, I try to do it at least once a week or at least once every 2 weeks. And he's had a journal. We usually go out and we do art. So he usually has a sketchbook where he can, this is actually mine, where he can do watercolors, he can paint, he can do certain observations like, you know, birds' nests. Last year we worked on the lunar phases. So he'll have that. Have to get a new one. This year I decided to go ahead and get the Good and the Beautiful's nature notebook because it's self-guided and it's split up by seasons. So you can, let me find something for you. So there's things like for the fall, you know, collecting fall leaves and taping them on. There's even places for collecting seeds and taping them and trying to figure out where they come from, or animal tracks, all kinds of interesting things. So we'll just add this on and it'll just seem a little more fun. So guys, that's all I have for you. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. I would love it if you would subscribe. I would love to be able to connect with you more. So have a great day. Bye. Wow, I got through filming a whole video without Kennedy waking up. Woo! Homeschool win! YouTube mom win!
Every change